Thank you for coming to help celebrate the life of Linda Duffy. Linda was all about fun, family, and friends. And making people laugh and smile. That's what I need to repay. I tell you this.
Good afternoon. How are we all today? I really want to thank everybody for coming out. This is an amazing person, everyone you talk about. We're going to talk about Linda a little differently. Because Linda wasn't just a person, she was an institution in and of her own. If you look on Facebook, what did you have? You had Linda Sullivan, you had Linda Duffy, you had Linda Out Loud, you had Linda the Flunky. You go on Instagram, there's 10 more. She's a mother, she's an author, she's a graphic designer, good grief, she did studies in solar engineering. I mean, there's not much that she didn't do. And when you first meet her, who do you see? You sit down. And you know at some level she's sizing you up. And she'll look at you from a little angle, you know, over the top of the glasses. And you gotta get past that. And if you make it past the initial inspection, you meet one of the most amazing human beings ever to walk the planet. She's incredible. She touches lives all over. I'm looking on Facebook and I'm reading testimonials from people that I know have never met her in person, but know her as good as her neighbors. Because she spent the time to reach out and touch someone. She spent the time to be a human being and realize that there was a human being inside of everyone. We are all better because we met someone like Linda. We are all better and will honor her most if we spread that to others. Take a piece of the Linda that you know and give it to someone else and help them experience that. That's how we keep people alive. Bodies go, people stay, and Linda will stay. And so we've got a lot of folks that want to talk about Linda. And we're going to bring them up kind of one at a time, and then we're going to open the floor. We're going to have some fun. If you see a picture that you were in or it looks funny, please, it's okay to laugh today. Okay? We've had enough tears. It's time to laugh. It's time to enjoy. It's time to celebrate the life, and a life very well lived. And so first out of the box, who knows the book club in here? Has anybody been reading those posts from the book club? Yeah, that's a lot. We're going to bring Joelle up from the book club. She's going to be our first speaker today.
He told me there was Kleenex behind the podium. My name's Joelle. I'm part of not just the book club. I told him yesterday, we're the Bodacious Boozin' Book Club. Bodacious, Linda used to say bodaciousness is a state of mind. That was Linda. She's definitely bodacious, adventurous. She kept us on our toes. Knock it off. The boozing part, that's all made up. We did just a little bit here and there, but we didn't do a lot of that. The books, we did read books. We honestly did read books. And Linda's, oh, she's so lucky we didn't kick her out of the club. She made us read science fiction. We hate science fiction. But for her part, we made her read classics. One of Beth's favorite is Pride and Prejudice. So Linda got even with us. She made us read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. And we got to go see the movie. Ed wanted me to share a favorite memory. I can't. There's too many. I could bore you guys for hours with the things we did. And not just through the book club. She was my brother's friend before she was mine. And then I inherited her when we both became pregnant at the same time with our sons. And we were both huge. We were at my mom's house having a barbecue, and my mom kicked us off the couch because she was afraid we were going to break it. So that's, we were trying to discuss when that was might have probably been the turning point for me and Linda. Made me go take belly dancing with her. I made her take jazzercise with me. We did everything. Flea markets, field club trips, hikes, you name it. Just too many memories. She was just awesome. We're coming down here today to do something. I was like, oh shoot, I got to call Linda and tell her we're going to be doing that for the rest of our lives. I mean, when this happened, we were like, oh, we got to call Linda. She's got to get pictures for us. Linda. It's always Linda. We called when we needed something, when we wanted something, when we wanted company. She was always smiling. One of the things I try to do, because that's the kind of friend I am, is find a bad picture of Linda. Because if you look at all the pictures, she's smiling. She's always smiling. We're in a bad mood, and come on, Linda, take me out for a cup of coffee. She's smiling. We try to catch her waking up. She's smiling. It's like she knew we were trying to take bad pictures of her. And I can't. She's just Linda. And we're just gonna miss her so much. This close. And that's all I've got to say. If you guys want to ask us, we can tell you some horrible stories about her. Not really, but we'd be more than happy to share stories about her with you guys. And we love her, and Ed, we love you. Where did he go? I'm sorry, Ed. We love you so much. Okay. We love you. I mean, I never, even when she got with you, never got me to say much. All right, thank you very much.
Now that's a lot. That's a lot. I look at kind of really the story of Linda's life, because she never got into anything halfway. If she was going to get into it, she was going to commit, and she was going to add her own little spin to it. And I think part of that's illustrated here. This kind of goes with the quotation of book club. This is one of those fun things, and we've seen this. Always be yourself, unless you can't, then be a unicorn, right? Then always be a unicorn. You're a unicorn if you look tipsy. So I'm not really sure why. I didn't realize that unicorns drank, but apparently they do. And we have Linda to thank for that knowledge. So I have to really appreciate the way the Duffys have conserved energy over the years. You know, their business is called Easy Street Design, right? Does anybody know why? They live on Easy Street. Not just once, but 3 times. I have never seen a conservative move like this. They rent a house, they buy a house across the street, then they buy the house next door. So moving for them was like a PF flyer. Kind of full on behind. When he moves a business, when they move their business, where do they go? Across the street. So there's a whole series of moving across the street. And to help get into all of those houses and stay on the street, you have got to have a good real estate. You really do. And if you don't, you might have to actually leave the block and move someplace else. We can't have that. We've got to stay on Easy Street. And so I want to bring up Sterling and Ann. Sterling Bender, really. What? Ann, Martin? No? Sterling's the Martin. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Actually, I have a friend that needs a job in that. But so Sterling's been the mortgage broker and made that possible for them. And has been an amazing friend. Sterling used that back in the Army. Right? That's been a while. That was last week since you got out? 1985, 86. And so Sterling, Ann, come on up. The mic is always live, so be careful if you're up.
What do you say? What I loved and appreciated most about my friend Linda was her smile, her gentle spirit, and her big, kind heart. Our husbands were friends in the Army, so when we were introduced to each other in 1986, we instantly became friends. Our sons are close in age, and this last year, they're near nearly every visit was consumed with talking about our grandkids. She was so excited to be a grandmother. She never hesitated to share what she had with others. Her knack for getting anything to grow and grow to abundance always amazed me. She put so much love and care into whatever she did. I was always asking if I could have a clump of this or that plant. I am so tickled every year when the hollyhock starts to sprout because they grow like crazy all over my front yard. She always shared some mint with me, and it grew like crazy, especially those first few years. These last few seasons, I have not been as attentive to them, and that part of my garden became an easy shortcut. So it got trampled on. This year, there was only a few sprouts of that plant. The other day when I passed by the struggling plants, I paused and reflected on my relationship with Linda. I was sad that I had let the busyness of life get in the way and how frequent our visits had become these last few years. So right then, I got down in the dirt. I cleaned away all the debris, I cultivated the dirt, and I renewed that spot. I also set a few papers to remind me not to take the shortcut and trample those plants. What I took away from that experience is to stop taking shortcuts. Take the time to nurture and cultivate relationships. Spend time and be present with my loved ones. Enjoy the beautiful gifts of life, just like Linda did. She loved her family. She loved her friends and all the plants and those little critters that called her yard home. I will remember her for the kind, beautiful, caring, nurturing, loving person that she was. And I am so grateful that I have this wonderful reminder of her in my garden.
Well, as I mentioned, I've known Ed for a few centuries now. I did meet back in the Army, and back before BL and BA. So, needless to say, both Ed and I did marry up, and our wives made us better people. And also saved us a lot of money on alcohol. I do remember the day that Ed and Linda got married. It was sort of interesting. As some of you may know, Ed and the United States Army didn't always see eye to eye. And so the day of their wedding, they got married at the courthouse, stopped by the 7-Eleven for their celebratory snack. Ed then had to report in, and then found out he was, well, how do we say, special duty for 2 weeks confined to Americans. And that's how they spent their honeymoon. Bringing to Ed his dinner. That's love. That really is. These last couple weeks, guys, I think about what I was going to say today and sort of numb and couldn't, for some reason, remember a lot of the details of time with Linda. And then last night I walked outside, and as Ann mentioned, I saw the hollyhock, and I saw Linda, and that's the way I want to remember her. She brought life to everyone every day. Thank you.
Sterling, I do want to apologize. I've known you for decades, and I know you're 44, and I really, I didn't really want to try to connect up. That's okay. I'm sorry. So, Linda touched so many lives in so many ways, and that's what we're here to hear. You're here at her presence. It's from the people that she touched and the people that touched her. So next on Melissa. Michelle. Wow. Michelle Harris.
to meet everyone. I'm a little nervous. Excuse me. As I said, it's one of those ones that I've been here 8 years now. And so when I first came, I'm sorry. She, like she just was a great woman. And I think because I want to sing something without saying too much. It's just, I appreciate Miss Linda for showing me absolute kindness when I needed it most at times. Encouragement. I can only hope to have as many people at my service when I do this. Right? Right? And I enjoy it. I really did this. I would look sometimes come down the street and I look for her truck. Her truck was there. I would get to see it. Right? And I love Jonas and I know she loves him. And she helps to smooth out some of my rough edges. Oh God. And that's how good of a job she did with me. You understand? For someone who's come from my background to still care for me and love me too, right? To help smooth out my rough edges. Thank you so much.
That was from Mark. That's darn true. When you get to know Linda, and you talk to her, and you start to get involved in things that she does, you realize that she's probably the most honest person you've ever met in your life. And it reminds me of a line from an author. We'll see if anybody can remember the author. It says, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." Right? And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Who knows the author? Come on, Dr. Seuss. God, you get an award. You get 2 hot dogs. Yeah, it was. It's Dr. Seuss. And that's kind of an appropriate thing for someone that's making comedy, right? Okay. I think that really said a lot. And if we can take one thing away from Linda, be honest. Just tell people what you think. Tell people what you truly feel. And get to know each other on a level of honesty. That's something that we can all do better. I think that's something that we can all do better. Be honest. Tell people what you truly feel. Because they might not know. And it might benefit them to know. And you might not know. And it might benefit you to know. Every once in a while, a little honesty is good. Yes. I know I messed up and tried to make Shirley real.
Oh, that was terrible.
But, yeah, no. Our next speaker might help me correct this, because no. And I'm going to look at my notes and make sure that I don't mispronounce Bart. Our next speaker is Bart here. Bart, come on.
Mike mixed me up with a mortgage lender? Come on.
Now we got standards.
I heard about Sterling. many, many times over the years before I ever met Sterling. I thought I knew Sterling. I think I did know you, Sterling, before, because Ed and Linda always talked about you. So I'm Barb Harris. I'm the one who sold them their first house and their second house, and got them into that promotional business because I send them promotional things all the time. But I knew them when they were so young. I mean, they didn't have kids. And I was looking at the pictures, not going, Linda just, and both you and Linda both have aged so well because, I was not there, she was the same. She was the same, so young. She does that, so. Anyway, so I think when I was asked to speak, I thought about this quite a while, and I thought you only live once, so don't let it go to waste. When I thought about that, that's kind of what came to my mind. I think this describes Linda and how she's lived life. Lots of people kind of exist in this world just taking up space. I think we can all think of someone like that, but not Linda. She's left her mark everywhere she's been. She's been one heck of a friend to so many of us. She was genuine. You got what you got, but it was all real. She could relate to so many people because she was such a multifaceted person. It didn't matter what walk of life you were in, she could relate to you. She lived her life with gusto, a quirky sense of humor, a heart so big that her love spread out all over this world, and her smile. Everybody in this room has remarked about her smile. It could light up a room and brighten your day, no matter what. She was talented beyond words, smart as a whip, and left no stone unturned. She packed a lot of life in the years she was on this earth. She didn't do anything halfway, whether it was the ducks, cats, her health. She was always coming up with something she was talking about. Designing, loving her boys, and Ed, and her family and friends. She gave them her all. All of us here today have benefited from knowing Linda, and I'm sure she has mentored some of you through difficult life situations. But that was Linda, always there, always caring. That's why she kept so many friends along the way. When we knew she was real, maybe a little crazy sometimes, but those kind of people don't come into your lives often, so you had to hold on to that friendship. Linda was a strong woman. She didn't let adversity pull her down, even to the end of her life. I was amazed how she kept up dialogue with her friends and family and still looked on the bright side during the last 3 weeks of her life. I marveled at her posts that she shared about the beautiful view in Colorado Springs skyline from the oncology of the hospital. That was just like Linda, to take a negative and make it a positive. Did I tell you she was smart? She was so darn smart she could talk about just about anything and not seem to be a know-it-all. She loved to read, loved her animals, she loved her music, she loved to share time with her friends, but most of all, she loved her family. She was their rock, their stabilizer, and their defensor. She was self-assured and wasn't swayed by others' perceptions of how one should be. She was the first one to make fun of herself, showing us how genuine and human she really was. What a powerful role model she was to her family and to all of us. It's difficult to understand why someone so awesome as Linda could be taken from us so quickly. I believe that God knows at the time we were born when we will return to Him. Linda, in the very short period of time on this earth, made such an impact on so many of us that she has left us with lasting memories. It is up to us to honor her by embracing life and living it with curiosity, with love, and genuineness. I want to end with an old Hebrew proverb. I didn't change it, the sex in it, just so you know. Say not in grief, she is no more, but live in thankfulness that she was. Thank you, Linda, for being part of our lives.
You know, it's amazing to listen to the stories that are being told here. The stories that have been told over the last couple of weeks. Everybody sees Linda differently. She was an original for each and every one of us. We were all very lucky. When you use genuine and human, let's put those together. She was a genuine human, really, and gave us all a model to look up to in all things and reasons to live by. And again, that's how we keep her alive. That's how we keep her with us. It's by keeping a little bit of that genuine humanity and spreading it to someone else. And keep her memory every single day. And I'm a believer that the body does not really mean much in the world. It takes some time, it takes some energy to develop. But the essence of who you are, the soul, the effect that you have on others, that is the memory that keeps her alive each and every day. So we continue with our speakers, and again, I've learned my lesson, so I'm going to come back here. Next on our list, Linda Sullivan. Linda, come on.
I've known Ed and this one for quite some time. They helped me get my company up and going for a lot of years now. We got marketing and everything. I would always, talk to Ed about fixing something for me, but when I get there, Miss Linda would be designing. Matter of fact, she designed a couple of things for me. I had went down there with something that I thought was good. Miss Linda looked at it and said, "Let me work on this." And when I got it back, it was far better than what I had put together. And that meant a lot to me, that someone can give you honest, feedback. I just think feedback is critical for success, right? So the feedback that Ed and Ms. Linda has given me over the years on my business has certainly worked. But to be honest with you, I would just go down there and really just talk politics. One of the things I remember most is I went down there to Ed and I said, "Yeah, Ed, I got a new Facebook. They disabled my Facebook. I don't understand why." Ed said, "Look, I guess they didn't like your politics." And then all of a sudden, Miss Linda shouted out, she said, "Look, you're late to the party. They disabled my Facebook months ago." I'm under Linda Sullivan, but I think the celebration of life is so befitting for her, right? Because the thing that I will always remember most about Miss Linda is that she wasn't so self-consumed that she couldn't take time out for others. I think that's what I remember most. And I just want to thank you, Ed, and may God bless you, Max and Calvin. And now you know who your angel is.
Linda and Ed together were quite the entrepreneurs. And it started as a print shop. They wound up with business advice. You could walk in and ask them much. "Hey, I need to promote a business. How would I do that?" Between the two of them, you had a set of flyers that were out there in public that people are actually calling you about. That's pretty amazing that they're able to do all of that in-house themselves. I've never really understood how people get the graphics and the design and understand. I can barely do stick people. Trying to draw for me is not a good thing. Trying to match colors is not a good thing. But I do, like I always, talk to Ed, talk to it's something amazing when you come out, you walk into their shop, there's buttons and there's posters and there's just all sorts of stuff. People like that are few and far between. They're rare commodities on this planet. And we've talked a lot about different shades of Linda, all of the personalities that she had rolled into one. We've had a lot of fun with that. But we'd also like to hear your stories. Anything, what part of Linda was it that touched you? How your cat owner in Linda the Flunky came up and you could relate to that. And Linda Out Loud, which I was always surprised wasn't shut off on Facebook. Was it just Linda Duffy? Was it Linda the author? Which version of Linda did you meet? And how did she touch your life? So who wants to say something? We can bring in microphone. We can bring him up. We've had all of these folks that had all the courage to get up and stand up and say things. It's okay.
I didn't have a choice.
Well, yeah. But I watched Linda the Flunky as a regular. I subscribed to the page. I don't like cats. I like dogs. Now I like cats. I don't know why. Apparently I have a glutton for punishment and I need somebody to tell me every day what I'm supposed to do in service to others, and apparently that's a cat. That's what I got off of that. Did I get the right idea there? I think so. Yeah. All I know is the cat would say, if Linda would do or have you do. So I mean, that's just kind of the way that worked. So it was a lot of fun. So who wants to say something about it? Yeah.
She was great. As an artist, I would go in there and ask for opinion. I needed somebody who was objective and was like, what do I do? What do you think? And she was always there. I miss her.
So this is the time to tell stories. This is the time to share amongst ourselves. Ed has done a wonderful thing, and I don't know if you guys know something on hot dogs. Yeah? Right? Okay. So Dono is out there, and they're going to provide food for us. And so he's got 100 Colorado dogs and 100 Pike Peak dogs, and he expects us to eat them all. So there's a ton of food over here that will get unwrapped. Thank you so much, everybody who brought stuff, all the hard work that you've done to put this together. We've got drinks in the back. And as we talk amongst ourselves and tell those stories, make sure you have a good story. Meet somebody that you haven't met. So I threatened earlier to make everybody stand up and switch sides. That's probably not a good idea. But get out of your chair and meet somebody. Make a new friend. Spread a little bit of your knowledge of Linda to someone else. And then hear what they did do that. And you'll meet a whole new thing. So at 4 o'clock, tomorrow, so that might be a real mind-blowing. The VFW is very gracious to give us the space. Very happy to really appreciate that. They've also allowed us all access to the bar. So we like that too. It is a bar. And I'll tell you, prices at the VFW are a heck of a lot better than they are at any other bar out there. And that's because you can hydrate a little bit, get water, get something in your stomach. Stories they get a little bit bigger. Speak now.
I want to thank Scott and everybody that came up to share their thoughts. You know, I'd like everyone to relax and enjoy some food and some beverages. Tons of fun. There's tons of free hot dogs out there for us. Until we got to talk to each other, and of course tomorrow until 4 o'clock, and friend to drive home. But absolutely do not go home without making a new friend.